Good morning and happy summer. I'm Nick Stern, a certified financial planner with Robert L. Stern Financial Services here in Amherst, Massachusetts. Welcome and thank you for tuning in. For June's topic discussion, I wanted to briefly talk about life insurance. I know it's not as fun of a topic, but I think it's very important, and even as being a younger person, I personally have life insurance because I'm married now and I want to make sure that I protect my loved ones. But also, life insurance goes a lot further because there are some other uses that you can have it for besides just your typical, which would be to protect your loved ones. So, getting right into it, for example, if you're going to form a business or a partnership, you might be required to purchase life insurance on each other's lives so that if something happens to one of those people, you're able to make up for the monetary loss. There's plenty of different calculations on what you would need to purchase as far as an amount, but that's something to discuss on a case-specific basis. The point I'm trying to make is it's important to think about, particularly as we get older, because the older you get, the more costly insurance can get. If you're married, if you have kids, if you have a significant other, as we already talked about, if you have some sort of business with another partner, if you're investing or buying assets, all these things might require, or it might make sense to purchase some sort of life insurance, either to protect your loved ones or to protect your own estate. I'm not an attorney, I'm not an estate planning attorney, but sometimes it might be a good thing to do it. There are two separate types of life insurance. One is permanent. That means that you pay into it and it lasts forever, so to speak. And then the other one is temporary. That would be considered term, meaning that you pay into it, you do not build up any type of cash value, and you get a level premium for the designated amount of time that you purchased the policy for. So for example, if you bought a $100,000 20-year term life insurance policy, you would pay the same amount for 20 years and you would be covered for $100,000. I'm not going to get into the different types of life insurance beyond what I just spoke about because that's too long of a conversation and too much in depth for what we have here for our purposes today. But I just wanted to make you aware that if you're coming to a point where you are experiencing life changes, like getting married or like having children, particularly if you're the primary financial person for your family or loved ones, it might make sense to at least view it and see what options you have, because you can protect yourself and your family for relatively inexpensive costs depending on health, age, and some other factors that will determine what your premium or the amount that you would pay for life insurance would be. Now, there's a debate usually between permanent and temporary life insurance. Some people really don't like the idea that you're paying into something that once it's gone, it's basically, if you don't use it, you lose it. So that would be a term or temporary policy. The other is permanent, where you're paying a significant amount more, but you're supposed to have it forever. Now again, to kind of get beyond in that conversation, we would have to talk about all the different types of permanent and temporary types of insurances, but just know that there are both advantages and disadvantages to having both a temporary or permanent policy. I think in reality, what can help you answer that question is what your goal and what you're looking to do. And like anything else, particularly from a financial standpoint, once you know and once you have a good understanding of what you'd like to accomplish and what this type of product would be used for, it'll help make a better decision, or help you make a better decision of which way to go as far as permanent versus term or temporary. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the time. If you have any questions, please feel free. No obligation. We're here to help. We're here to answer those questions. There's been a number, an email, and a website at the bottom of the screen the entire time. That's my direct contact information. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in July.